Welcome back to Our World with Black Enterprise. We're here with Star Jones, and we're talking about now her new book, Satan's Sisters. Now, what I heard about this book, it's a fictional account of some women on a daytime talk show. That sounds awful familiar.
Why'd you say fictional? It's a fictional account of a daytime talk show.
Fictional.
But, let me tell you this. Whenever you're embarking on a new journey, which is writing fiction for me. I've written 2 best-selling nonfiction books,
right.
But I had never written fiction before. I knew there was a story inside of me, but I had never explored that side.
Yeah.
You really write what you know. I didn't need to stretch myself. I had the most soap opera-like life in the world.
Right.
So if I could just play off on my life, I could write a book of fiction. And just think about the people that I've encountered over the years that I worked in television. This book, Satan's Sisters, has every plot line or character, I should say every plot line and character is based on someone I worked with, worked for, interviewed, was interviewed by, or prosecuted.
Wow.
And think about all those people that I have encountered.
Everybody.
I had a plethora of people to choose from.
Okay, so when the people out there are saying, oh, this is just a backdoor way to get it back at the View one more time.
Oh, absolutely not. Honestly, I don't tell one secret that occurred on The View. There's not one thing that is indicative of any of my characters in Satan's Sisters that occurred to any of the women at The View. It did not happen. There are lots of conversations, dialogue that was taken specifically from my time at The View. No question whatsoever. It's also taken specifically from my time at NBC, my time on different talk shows.
Yeah.
You know, I've been on different talk shows as a guest.
Right.
I've been in makeup rooms so many times as a guest and as the host. So I could steal from those conversations, embellish them enough, and have a whole book that really would not relate to any one person. Now, the characters, will they remind you of people that I worked with? Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, like
That's
that
the best part.
powerful host who knows as all everyone's secrets. There's a powerful host. What's his name? Maxine?
Maxine Robinson. Now, did you get where I got her from?
Is it Max Robinson?
It's Max Robinson. It's an homage to the very first African-American network anchor, Max Robinson. I thought that if I was going to have a black protagonist who was the doyen of all things television,
yeah.
I wanted to play a little bit of history tribute, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if he hadn't done what he did.
No, that's absolutely right. This life you've lived, much of it you lived in public, you know, more so even than most celebrities. And in some ways you made a choice to do that.
I did. I made a choice. I don't make that choice anymore. It's a big difference. You know, the nicest part about my recent publicity, it has been for things that I have done in my work environment, not for in my personal environment.
Yes.
I like that. I have no problem with criticism about something that I've chosen professionally, because I can always defend that.
Yeah.
My personal choices are my personal choices, and I had to learn that myself. Because when you invite somebody into your home, don't be surprised if they sit down on your couch and put their feet up on your chair.
Right.
And I think that's exactly what I did. I invited people into my life, and so they actually thought that they had a role to play. And I got burned in that regard. But that was largely my fault. And so you learn from your mistakes. What does Maya say? When you know better, you do better.
Right.
And that's exactly what I've done.
Better. So if you could do it all over again, then you wouldn't have a publicized marriage and wedding, or...
Well, you know, remember, I had a publicized wedding. I didn't have a publicized marriage.
That
was
true.
The difference.
That's actually very true.
I did make choices after the wedding ceremony. I would definitely not have done a public wedding, because what I did is I turned the marriage into being all about the spectacle.
Yeah.
And it didn't stand a chance, quite frankly. I'm sad that it didn't work out. I am. I'm very, very sad. But I've moved on. If you think about how long ago that was,
right.
I have to think about the fact that I think I've been dating the same guy longer than I was married.
Right. So will you ever get married again?
Gosh, that's a question that I'm asked quite often. I'm not sour. I'm somebody who loves love, but I kind of been there, done that, and bought the T-shirt. And And I did it in a big way.
Right.
You know.
Right. You can't do it no bigger.
Yeah, I did it in a really big way. But I actually think that if we get to that point, there may just be a day that we wake up and just go on down to the courthouse and say, let's do this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, just let's do this.
Author, writer, what else? Talk show host, journalist, attorney. Can't forget that one. That's the day job, right?
Oh, that's the real job. That's the job that'll always keep me employed.
Wow, is there anything you're not going to be doing in the next few years?
Yeah, and I'm going to be back on television. So.
Okay. Now, you know I'm going to ask now. You know I'm going to ask. In what capacity will you be back on?
We're working it out right this minute. I really have missed being a part of the daily conversation, and so I plan to get back into it.
Okay, I heard television, I heard daily. You don't get lawyerly on me now. We talking about a daily talk show. We talking about some news stuff. Can you tell?
Only thing I'll tell you is it'll be interesting and relevant to things that people are actually talking about. I promise.
Woo-hoo, that is such a lawyer response. But that's why we love you. You gonna come back and tell us so once?
When we got something to announce, you'll be the first people that I'll announce it to.
That's a promise.
Okay.
Star, so good to see you always.
Good to see you.
Up next from the 16th Annual Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference, we highlight a program that's financing new businesses.
We give them $10,000 in startup capital, but more importantly, we give them one-on-one mentorship.